The Pacific Northwest is full of mysteries, from Bigfoot to ghost stories and, of course, the disappearance of D.B. Cooper.
A camera descended into Mel's Hole, capturing footage that is terrifying people around the world. Deep in the Pacific Northwest, surrounded by wild, dense forests, stories of Bigfoot and ghostly encounters are common. Reporter Denise Whitaker visited the small town of Ellensburg to investigate Mel's Hole, known for bizarre events like resurrected animals and mysterious energies. What is hiding in this bottomless pit? Let's delve into the depths of Mel's Hole and uncover what truly lies under this dark and horrifying hole. The secret of Mel's Hole, a gateway to the unknown. Denise Whitaker, a reporter, went to the small town of Ellensburg, Washington, to look into a strange piece of land. Here is where Mel Waters' famous hole is found. This hole is not just deep, it's known for very strange occurrences. People talk about animals coming back to life after being near it, and weird energies that confuse everyone who experiences them. Recently, a team sent a camera deep into Mel's Hole. The footage they captured was so incredible that it amazed people all over the world. But this wasn't the most shocking part. The journey into Mel's Hole is more than just an exploration. It's a deeper dive into the strange and unexplained events that keep happening around this mysterious pit. Join us as we uncover the surprising discoveries from Mel's Hole, a place where the usual rules of nature don't seem to apply. In 1996, Mel Waters bought some land in Kittitas County, Washington, near Manastash Ridge. The land had been taken care of by an elderly couple for over 30 years, and nothing seemed strange at first. But soon, Mel found out that his new property had a surprising secret underground. One day, while walking around his land, Mel saw something odd, a perfectly round hole in the ground, about 9 feet across. The hole went down at least 15 feet, with its edges lined with stones. But this wasn't the most surprising part. Word of Mel's discovery spread quickly, sparking interest and speculation from people worldwide. They were intrigued by the endless depth and the fact that it swallowed objects without a sound. What could explain a hole that seemed bottomless? What mysteries did it hide in its dark, deep depths? These questions lingered, adding to the mystery of the hole. The hole on Mel's property wasn't just a local curiosity, it became a global phenomenon. Everyone, from scientists to curious onlookers, was drawn to the story of this unusual hole. As Mel continued his experiments, the intrigue only grew, turning his quiet piece of land into a center of fascination for those interested in the unexplained and extraordinary. This wasn't just any hole, it was a gateway to the unknown, challenging what we knew about the natural world. But there was more to come. As more people learned about the hole, the mystery deepened. Mel's once quiet life changed as his land became a hotspot for anyone curious about this strange phenomenon. The hole's silent, endless depth made everyone wonder, what was really down there? But this wasn't the strangest part. As more people heard about Mel's discovery, they started using the hole to get rid of unwanted items. It quickly became a local dumping ground, but the hole never seemed to fill up. Some people even threw their dead pets into the hole, and later, they claimed to see these pets alive, wandering around as if they had never died. People from different backgrounds were curious about the hole. Some thought it might be a portal to another world or a gateway to the underworld. Others wondered if it was made by an ancient society or part of a secret government project. But that wasn't the strangest part. This odd discovery sparked a lot of fascination and speculation. People started forming theories, wondering if the hole had natural or supernatural origins. The hole's endless depth and the mysterious silence and disappearance of objects dropped into it were especially intriguing. As Mel's story spread, more people listened to the show, eager for updates and more information about this strange phenomenon that challenged their understanding of the world. Listeners of Art Bell's radio show were excited and curious about Mel's Hole, each coming up with their own ideas about what it could be. Some thought it might be a gateway to another world. Others believed it could be a secret government project, or maybe even a leftover from an ancient civilization. But there were skeptics, too, who doubted Mel's story. They suggested that the fishing line Mel used to measure the hole's depth might have hit the bottom but felt like it hadn't because of its weight. However, Mel was firm in his description of what he had seen and felt, making it hard for many to dismiss his story entirely. His first appearance on the radio show, Coast to Coast AM, was just the beginning. Each time he was on the show, Mel shared more surprising details about the hole. He talked about an unusual heat coming from the hole, different from the cooler air around it, and a mysterious beam of light shooting upwards from the pit into the night sky. But that wasn't the most bizarre part. Local residents and truck drivers passing by added their own stories and observations, making the tale even more intriguing. They started connecting Mel's Hole with other strange events, like UFO sightings and legends of mystical portals, which only fueled the curiosity and debate. Just when they thought it was over, another strange event pulled them in deeper, exploring parallel worlds. Mel's journey. As Mel shared more, the mystery grew deeper. He talked about a strange incident with a dime from 1943 that didn't have the usual image of Roosevelt on it. Instead, it had a B mark, a letter not linked to any known U.S. mint, suggesting it came from somewhere unknown. This dime became part of a peculiar story when Mel tried to trace a buyer of a belt buckle he had sold, leading him to a strange discovery tied to the coin. But this wasn't the strangest part. As the community dug deeper into these stories, they started to see connections suggesting not just a mysterious local landmark, but possibly otherworldly or unexplained phenomena. The discussions about Mel's Hole turned from mere speculation to a series of captivating tales and investigations, drawing in more listeners, each eager to uncover the true nature of this strange pit and what it could mean for our understanding of the world. The early morning, a special coin was put up for sale. The seller didn't even know where it came from, but still offered a lot of money for it. Just as the coin's owner was about to accept the deal, something surprising happened. The U.S. Treasury Department took the coin. This strange event caught the attention of Richard Charles Hoagland, a scientist who studies hyperdimensional physics. He thought the coin might be from another universe, adding more mystery to the situation. Meanwhile, Mel, the original owner of the coin, was dealing with his own troubles. His ex-wife had vanished without a trace, leaving him confused and cut off from his old home. Mel didn't even know who was taking care of the house. When Mel shared his confusing experiences, some people thought he was making it all up. But then, something surprising happened during his chat with Art, the show's host. Mel mentioned the Terra server, an old public database of aerial and satellite images from before Google Earth. To his shock, when he looked up his old property, it was missing from the records. This caught the audience's attention and got everyone excited. After a short break, the show came back with a satellite photo that seemed to support Mel's story. Art also talked about a TV crew that had seen possible military activities near Ellensburg right after talking with Mel. This added more mystery to the story. Mel went on to share more surprising stories from his life. He talked about his trucker friends, one of whom delivered fiber optic equipment to a secret warehouse in Ellensburg where a group of Israelis was waiting. Another friend had transported high-tech gear from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in San Francisco, known for its defense projects, to the same place. Mel wondered if these deliveries were connected to his strange experiences, including his supposed abduction. During the show, a listener asked Art an interesting question. What are the chances of finding 2 bottomless pits in a lifetime? Against all odds, Mel claimed he had found another such pit. As the episode went on, Mel's story became even more intriguing, leaving the audience curious and fascinated by his extraordinary tale. The world of parallel universes and strange events, each new detail added more depth to the talks about Mel's unusual encounters. People loved debating whether Mel's experiences were real, but there's more. While exploring Nevada's deepest pit, the radio show Coast to Coast AM became very popular, especially in the big cities of the western United States. People were fascinated by unusual happenings, and Mel was a regular listener. One day, something Mel said on air caught the attention of Native Americans in Nevada. They were impressed with his knowledge about crafting, nature, and arts, and invited him to their reservation in September 2001. Mel traveled to Nevada to meet these interesting people. When he arrived, he learned about their deep understanding of herbal medicines, which made him very curious. Mel talked about some strange plants he found near a mysterious hole he had come across. The Native Americans, eager to learn more, took Mel to another hole located in a village with Basque settlers. The Basque, a community from Europe known for sheep farming in Nevada, saw this hole as a special place where But this wasn't the most surprising part. Mel's knowledge of plants combined with the Basque people's spiritual practices created a unique cultural exchange. In the center of the village, there was a newly discovered hole, similar to the one near Mel's original site but surrounded by metal structures instead of stone. This metallic surface gave off a strange warmth, unlike normal heat. Some villagers even reported seeing a dark beam coming from it, similar to what Mel saw at his original site. This mix of plant knowledge and spiritual meaning led to many interesting interactions between Mel, the Basque people, and the curious villagers. The group, driven by curiosity, decided to experiment with a strange hole they found. Their first test was simple. They lowered a bucket of ice into the hole while keeping another bucket of ice outside. Surprisingly, the ice inside the hole stayed frozen, even though it was warm outside. When they tried to melt this ice over a fire, it caught fire but still felt cold. The bizarre experiments led to an even more shocking find: the coin that defied reality. Encouraged by these strange results, one brave person took some ice home, thinking it might be a unique heating source. Despite the unpredictable results, the group kept experimenting, lowering various objects into the hole to see what would happen. Each time, the results were different. They briefly thought about sending a person down into the hole, but decided against it after recalling the strange behavior of the ice. Instead, they chose a sheep. They had to coax the sheep into a crate because it was reluctant. As the crate went down into the darkness, all sounds stopped, and the sheep became very still. When they pulled the crate back up, the sheep looked normal at first, but inside it was cooked. Yet, something inside it was still alive. Instead of harming it, they let the sheep go and it jumped back into the hole on its own. This left everyone both shocked and deeply moved. But this wasn't the worst part. This strange event led to more bizarre occurrences that Mel, one of the group members, experienced. His story took a dramatic turn when he found not just one but two similar holes, with one in Nevada. Things got even more complicated when, in late summer 2001, Mel was diagnosed with advanced esophageal cancer and given only 6 months to live. Facing death, Mel felt a strong urge to return to the pits that fascinated him. He believed these mysteries might be very important, maybe even offering a way to help his serious health problem. Driven by a sense of urgency, Mel set out on what he thought might be his final journey to understand these strange holes, hoping they might hold the secret to extending his life. During his latest trip, Mel found himself deeply connected with the Native American community in Nevada. They believed Mel's unique experiences could help explain the strange things happening on their land, so they invited him to join them. Eager to help, Mel accepted with renewed energy, ready to uncover more about the mysterious events that had always puzzled him. When Mel arrived at the reservation, he and the Native Americans began their investigation with shared excitement. It was during this search that something amazing happened. While conducting experiments near the second hole, an unusual creature appeared, similar to one seen before involving sheep. But this creature was different. It showed a surprising level of intelligence and awareness. It looked directly at Mel, creating a mysterious connection that felt deeper than words. To everyone's amazement, the creature approached Mel and communicated a profound message without speaking, suggesting it knew more about the holes and the powerful forces behind them. But that wasn't the most shocking part. This encounter filled Mel with a new energy that seemed to wake something inside him. After this experience, a stunning change occurred. The cancer that had been consuming his body started to disappear. Doctors were amazed as Mel's terminal condition improved dramatically, defying all medical understanding. They were confused, but Mel felt sure his recovery was linked to his extraordinary interaction with the creature. As Mel tried to understand what his new health meant, the mystery grew. His journey reconnected him with ancient lands and their secrets, but also with a part of himself. This transformation challenged everything he knew about life, health, and the unseen forces of nature. The unfolding story fascinated everyone involved, drawing them into a tale of discovery that pushed the boundaries of what is known and unknown. The Native Americans showed Mel a special 1943 Roosevelt coin they found near a mysterious hole. When they looked at it closely, they saw it had strange features. The coin seemed to come from somewhere unknown, and its material was unlike anything they had seen before. This odd coin caught the Native Americans' interest because they thought it might explain the strange hole. Excited by the coin's weird features, Mel and the Native Americans ran some tests. They found out the coin had a strange quality. It disappeared when held at a certain distance, similar to the odd behavior of the hole. Also, they couldn't capture its image with any camera, which made it even more fascinating. But this wasn't the most surprising part. As news of Mel's amazing discovery and the strange coins spread, both believers in the supernatural and skeptics took notice. Some people thought the coin was proof of the hole's strange powers, while others thought it was just a coincidence or a trick. Despite the doubts, Mel believed his experiences were real and saw them as a chance to learn more about these mysterious forces. A Basque man, part of a small ethnic community in Nevada, became fascinated by these stories. Driven by curiosity, he got a sample of the burning ice from near the second hole and took it home, not knowing the impact it would have. This decision would soon lead to events that would challenge our understanding of the natural world. The Basque man started experimenting with the burning ice, hoping to find a practical use for it, unaware of the incredible journey he was about to begin into the unknown. The mysterious ice caused unexpected problems, adding new challenges. A tale of fiery ice. Using ice as a fuel for his wood stove seemed like a simple and clever idea. At first, everything worked as expected. The ice melted slowly in the stove, spreading warmth and making his small home cozy. But after a while, he noticed some strange changes. The air in his cabin became very dry, making his throat feel dry and forcing him to drink a lot of water. Worse yet, the wood of his cabin started to fall apart, turning into fine dust right before his eyes. It seemed like the melting ice was sucking moisture from everything around it, leaving a trail of decay. But this wasn't the worst part. As he became more worried, the Basque man tried to take the ice out of his stove. To his surprise, the ice had stuck to the metal of the stove and the wooden floor, creating a weird mix that looked almost otherworldly. When people heard about these strange events, the authorities sent a team to check it out. They found a bizarre scene. The stove had sunk into the ground, leaving a neat round hole with walls that shone with an eerie light. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, they secured the area and brought in advanced tools to try and remove the stove from what had become an underground cavity. But no matter what they tried, the ice clung stubbornly to the stove and the soil around it, resisting all attempts to remove it. As they worked, a tense atmosphere filled the air. The way this so-called burning ice behaved made no sense and stirred a deep unease among the team. It was like the terrifying fictional substance in Kurt Vonnegut's story that could freeze the entire Earth. But the implications were even more alarming. The strange ice in the Basque man's cabin had potential effects that could be catastrophic on a global scale. Meanwhile, people from nearby areas watched the drama unfold with bated breath, worried about what might happen next. He couldn't stop thinking that the fiery ice was connected to the pits he had seen before. On this journey around Mel's Hole and its twin in Nevada, they found more about the strange creatures deep underground. The local guardians of the Nevada site told stories that changed the investigation completely. These stories said that a creature from an earlier event with sheep had come back and could now talk through an old radio. It sent messages using rhythmic sounds and vibrations, which Mel Waters and some scientists found fascinating. They went to the reservation to see this for themselves. When they got there, they saw a radio at the edge of the hole, making deep sounds from the earth. As they listened, the sounds turned into complex patterns that were hard to understand. The Native Americans believed these sounds were a crucial message from the creature, which called itself a rock flyer, an ancient being from before humans existed. According to their lore, these rock flyers lived deep in the earth and could navigate its underground networks. But this wasn't the worst part. The creature's message hinted at other dimensions linked to the holes Mel found, warning about the dangers of exploring these unknown places. It talked about severe consequences from human actions, like the melting of polar ice caps and other strange events. As Mel and his team took in these revelations, they realized the anomalies were not just geological features, but gateways to realms beyond human understanding. This brought a sense of urgency and caution, especially among the Native Americans who saw these sites as sacred. The creature's message supported their beliefs and highlighted the need for careful and respectful handling of these phenomena to avoid serious consequences. But the most shocking part was yet to come. Mel was deeply moved by these experiences, understanding the gravity of the situation. The future of humanity seemed to depend on the decisions made in light of these incredible discoveries. Curious about the unknown, Teams from around the world were eager to uncover the secrets hidden in mysterious spaces and find ways to live peacefully with any beings they might find. As strange messages from these beings started to appear, scientists, government agencies, and conspiracy theorists all paid close attention. Some thought these messages were proof of life from other planets, while others believed they were just misunderstandings. Despite the doubts, people everywhere wanted to learn more about these dark places and their inhabitants. Mel's Hole, in particular, caught the interest of conspiracy lovers because of Mel's strange claims about it. He said it was infinitely deep and could even bring dead animals back to life. Another mysterious void in Nevada had similar curious features, making both places very intriguing. Native American communities played a big role in the story, emphasizing their deep connection to the land and their role in protecting its secrets. The way the messages from these beings were understood mixed old traditions with new ideas, showing that ancient wisdom still matters today. Each new discovery changed everything they thought they knew. Whispers from the abyss. The idea of creatures living underground, like rock flyers, is found in myths and legends all around the world. These stories show how humans have always been fascinated by what might lie beneath the Earth's surface. Scientists discussed other dimensions and the dangers of human interference, linking these ideas to theories like the multiverse and the butterfly effect. Exploring these topics could help combine different viewpoints and deepen our understanding of these mysterious phenomena. As people become more curious about these unique events, it's important to explore them from every angle, considering the insights of scientists, cultural experts, and those with spiritual understandings. Events like Mel's Hole show our natural desire to understand the unexplained. Mel worked with Native Americans to communicate with a being in the depths, using symbols, sounds, and even attempts at mental connections. This interaction changed his view of reality. He had dreams filled with cosmic images, hinting at a wisdom beyond normal knowledge. Over time, Mel's relationship with the being and the Native American community grew stronger. What was once a scary place became a center for enlightenment and connection across different realms. As word of Mel's experiences spread, people from all walks of life were drawn to the story, curious about what lay hidden below. This growing attention made the Native Americans find a careful balance between inviting outsiders and protecting their sacred site. Mel recognized the importance of these discoveries and took on the role of a guide, promoting a thoughtful and respectful way to approach the unknown. The being then became a powerful symbol of the deep mysteries of our cosmos, sparking worldwide discussions about our existence and the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe. Eventually, the being disappeared back into the depths, leaving behind more questions than answers. Everyone involved in these encounters was deeply impacted, carrying with them the profound mystery and wonder of what they had experienced. After leaving the site, Mel often went back, drawn by memories of his unique experience. He loved sharing his story with anyone who was interested. 30 years later, in 2017, a group of people who were fascinated by paranormal activities decided to explore the famous location called Mel's Hole. They brought GoPro cameras, lights, and ropes, ready to explore and document what they found. They used coordinates from a Reddit thread to find a secluded farm near Mel's Hole. When they got there, they were amazed by how deep the chasm was. It seemed impossible to understand. To see how deep it was, they threw stones into the hole, but they never heard the stones hit the bottom. Looking through binoculars, they saw a strange figure watching them from far away. This scared them, so they left quickly without checking the footage they had recorded. During their visit, they dropped a beetle into the hole to see what would happen, remembering Mel's stories about the hole's strange properties. But the result wasn't as amazing as Mel had described. Despite this, they were still very curious about the hole. They thought their findings might get the attention of the government, just like what happened after Mel's first discoveries. They decided to wait and see what would happen next, as researchers kept studying the hole's mysteries. But that wasn't the strangest part. The area in Washington where the hole was located wasn't visible on TerraServer because of censorship. Yet, it could still be seen on Google Maps. This difference made the site even more intriguing, suggesting there might be something very important about the location. The maps showed that the military hadn't taken over the area. If they had, they would have hidden everything. The location was just like Mel had described. He mentioned 2 old buildings there. One was falling apart under the snow's weight. Surprisingly, there was also an old well on the property. about 9 feet wide with a stone wall around it, just as Mel had said. But unlike Mel's hole, this one had a visible bottom, confirming what Jack Powell had reported. Red Elk, a Native American shaman, shared a story passed down by his father, who first took him to see the hole in 1961. He told of a bottomless hole where strange things happened to those who went near it. He called it the Devil's Hole and claimed there was a small, hidden government facility underneath. Red Elk also talked about alien sightings, describing a huge spaceship that would appear and hover over the hole during the summer solstice. According to him, beings from the spaceship would perform tasks at the hole before leaving. But since he was the only one who saw these things, his stories were unconfirmed, leaving the hole a mystery. What if Mel's hole is a government cover-up? Could it be hiding extraterrestrial secrets? Leave a comment and subscribe for more.